Okay, this is the third edit in my 31-day challenge, and I couldn't get out of bed this morning. I was just completely rooted about this rotten cold, and now I thought it was getting better, but it's actually getting worse. So I just had to do something at home. So I've got my very first camera, and I thought I would do a still life. So this is the camera I was using when I was probably 13 or something like that, or younger, 12, 13. And I'm not sure how many photos I got out of it, but there is a photo of me carrying this, and started off way back when. Anyway, I'm going to try and make this into an interesting still life, so let's get into it. So I've come straight out of Camera Raw pretty much, and I'm just going to do the edit in Photoshop. So first thing I want to do is get rid of this. This is an old chest that we have lying around at home, and I don't like these little supports or whatever they are, so I'll just try and delete those in Camera Raw. So that, sorry, in with Content Aware fill. So we go up, we select it, and my camera's working. I'm not waking up. I'm saying my camera's waking up. No, let's get rid of that. My computer's waking up. My brain is still not waking up. So we're just looking at how we can get this to look good. That's pretty close. Happy with that. I'll fix up that line in a minute, or we might just get rid of it altogether. Command D to deselect, go back over to this side, and we're just going to select again as best we can, and hopefully we go up to Edit, Content Aware Fill, and just try and fix that up a little bit. That's pretty bad. Let's try this. It's not too bad. It's a little bit rough. It's a little bit better. Just add a little bit more of that in there. A little bit more up there. And maybe a bit more along there. Yeah, we can fix that up as well. Click OK. Command D to deselect. So now we've got a better background. It's also a little bit crooked, so let's just try and straighten that up a bit. It's not too bad. It's pretty close. But it's probably... I want the camera to be perfectly straight. So let's drag a couple of guides up and make sure that it is. You can see there it's just a little bit off. So Command A, Command T, right mouse click, skew. And we'll just bring that side out a bit. This has got to come down a bit. That looks pretty straight there. That's pretty good there. Let's see what the tops are like. Tops out. And we'll do another one here, just pull that up like that. And pull that out a bit as well. It's not perfect, but that's all right. Here is perfect. Let's have a look. That's what it is now. So now, remember I told you on the last tutorial, if you select the move tool and then you hover over one of these guides and right mouse click, you can clear all the guides. It's a good way of doing it. I think that's the way to go. Okay, so I want to pretty much cut the camera out or slip in a new background behind it. So pretty simple stuff. W for want. I mean, we could go up and try let's select subject, see what the hell. Hey, thank you very much, Photoshop. That did a pretty easy job, but you gotta zoom in and go, well, you're not perfect, are you? So let's just tidy that a little bit up there. I mean, I could probably get rid of that because that's the strap. So let's just actually take that away. Let's get rid of that. So we hold down the Option key or the Alt key, and we can click and just remove that section from our doings, and then we can just add a little bit more up here. I'm just clicking and dragging, and just this edge has got a little bit rounded off. There's a little bit there that, I mean, you can fix some of this up later. Sorry, I'm not firing very much. I'm not firing on all cylinders this morning. Okay, so we've got that, and I always like to just cut it out and put it on its own layer. So there you can see now we've got it completely out of the background. So what we can then do is we can slide something in here. So now I took a photo of some material the other day, and it was for an image that's coming out in my exhibition. Here it is here. So I'm just going to grab this, and I'm going to put that, it's kind of a bit retro. I'm just going to put that in the background. Let's look at that. Check it out. And then position this where I think it should go, which is sort of like there. Although that'd be nicer if that was up there, wouldn't it? Tell you what I'll do. Command T. Let's flip it vertical, and then we've got that there. Hit return, and then we'll just make sure. Didn't put it in the middle, did I? Something like that. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Ta-da! Done. It was not exactly done. It doesn't look good. I'm going to desaturate it, Command Shift U. And then I'm going to just pull the opacity back a little bit. Although the background is quite grey. Let's leave that up for the time being. Let's just work on this here. We're going to add a layer mask to this layer, G for gradient. And I'm just going to move that around this way. Stupid gradient tool. Ah. Refrigerator. Oh, come on. This is, a little bit frustrating. What am I on? Why does that look so dodgy? That's better. Sorry, just getting my... It's a bit poxy, isn't it? That's right, poxy's fine. And we'll sort that out. I do need to drop the opacity back. There we go, that's better. Now we've got a bit of texture in the background. I'm going to fix up this bottom corner at some stage. Okay, and I want to make it into a square. So C for crop. So let's just do that because we don't want to mess around. There's a square there. And we can probably just drag up a bit more, like so. And that way we've got, I'm going to put the camera right in the center. No, actually let's not do that. But the camera does need to be in the center. Something like that. Still looks crooked. What's going on? It's that background. The background's dodgy. So I'll fix that later on. Okay. So I've got that. Now let's work on this camera a little bit. Let's just go Command L And we're just going to add a little bit of light in there and a bit of dark, just a bit of contrast. I don't want to go too much because up with the exposure, because it's going to start clipping the highlights a little bit too much. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to tap on the keyboard and I'm going to go into looking for my flypaper textures. And then here we have, I wish like these things would load, like the icons would load up like quick, and they don't. And in fact, I'm having trouble with my search function on my computer, and yeah, for some reason it's just not. I see. I mean, come on, dude. There we go. There we go. I was on the C, not this Mac. And then I'll just go find a texture. So I've got a heap of these, and they're all sorts of different things. Some are better than others, and you just got to go through and see which one you think will work. Now, I've got lots. Homer Simpson. No, we don't want to use that one. This one wasn't too bad, I think. No, don't like it. Wasn't that one. There's so many different ones, but I do need to go through and just choose the ones that are good. That's not bad. Nora Batty. Okay. Okay, Nora. Nora the Explorer, this is it. Okay. You see it's a little bit smaller than our image. Command T, well, let's stretch that, put it up there, click return. And let's change our blend mode down to multiply, I think would be the one to go for. And we can just drop the opacity back on that one a little bit. And that was before and after. So it's given us a bit of a tone, which is kind of nice. But we also need to look at the adjustments. So our levels again, you can see now when we put the texture on, it's really taken everything back. So let's just pull those back. That's too much. Let's just take it to there. And that brings some of that light back. Not happy with the color. Let's go look at our color lookup tables and find a good one. I'm thinking I might try my Browntown one that I did. It's pretty much the same, isn't it? So I like the browner, which has kind of got that old world feel about it. I don't mind that, but let's add, I need a little bit more color. Let's go color lookup, and there's one I always try. I don't think I've ever actually used, but I always like what it does. It's the Indian summer mask, but in this case, it's not good. So I have my favorites that I look for, and I go through. Teal and orange is always a bit of a winner. You can see it takes away a bit of that yellowness, but no, I'm not sure about that one either. And then you can do things like clean neutrals, kind of that. It just saturates the things a little bit. You can see the reds are gone a little bit more saturated in the background, gone a bit more yellow, so that's not too bad. Camera looks like it's doesn't look like it's sitting on that wooden top, which it actually is, because that's how I photographed it. But for some reason, it just looks like it's sticking out from it. Probably because I used a very shallow depth of field on my Leica. I was using the SL3 with a 50mm lens and a shooting at f4, I think. I wanted to, because the background is actually just a blind that's just been pulled down over the curtains, over the window, over the window. So that's that. I've got to work on, let's look at our, what do you call it? Sorry, my brain is in fog mode. Select the color. Yellows. More yellow. That's okay. Reds. What happens when we do this with the reds? It becomes less kind of vibrant. Looks a bit more old-fashioned, doesn't it? I'm kind of getting, I want to get that old-fashioned look. That's kind of nice. It's almost like a, yeah, sepia or something. And what I'd like to do now is add a little bit more oomph to the camera, give it a little bit of, a bit more light, or at least spotlight that area. So let's go adjustments, curves. I'm going to change the blend mode to screen, and then invert that mask. And then let's just get with our brush tool here and add a little bit more light to the background, to this camera. And it's almost got a bit of a tilt shift look about it, which I like. That's a bit too much. Now, just got to be careful with that. The highlights there, so let's just turn this on and off. Let's zoom in a bit. That's not too bad actually. Probably hasn't blown the highlights. What it does is the screen blend mode, it takes everything up from white to grey up to 50%. Well, it lightens everything. I don't even know what I'm saying. And we could probably add a little bit more contrast to the camera. So I'm just going to flatten that because I can, because I'm bad. And I'm going to put camera CM. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll take this off and I'll just put an L on the end for Liger. Save it in my C drive. Click save. Click OK. And then I'm going to my actions and I've got an enhanced presence 3D plus action. Now, if anyone wants this, you need to go speak to Les Walkling because it's his. And he'll sell you one. I'm not giving anybody anything. I'm not that I'm allowed to give. I mean, it's not mine to give away. So if you want it, go see Les. That's the only fair thing to do. Okay. And that does a really nice job of adding a bit of oomph. Oomph or dumpher. X 100%. And I'm just going to wipe this onto the camera. So you'll see it just gives that real nice bit of contrast there. Especially over those shiny bits. And yeah, I think that will be good. And if I turn it on and off, you'll see the difference. Subtle, but good. I'll bring it forward a little bit more. Okay, that's starting to look good. Possibly, I wonder if we chuck another, I probably shouldn't have desaturated that background because it would have been nice to have a little bit of color in that flower. But it's probably okay. Let's have a look. So that's it with a border. I kind of like that. I don't think that's too bad considering. Now, before we do anything, let's just fix up that disaster down on this corner here. S for stamp. Cloning stamp tool, what the hell, whatever you call it. And then I'll just, what the hell? Helps to be, let's just flatten that sucker off. And let's try that again. Let's get a 30% opacity. And we're just going to bring that straight across and hopefully, damn it, draw a straight-ish line. That's better. Good enough. I just don't care anymore. Just want to give up and go curl up in bed. Let's fix up some of these little spots because they're all a little bit distracting. This thing here, these bits. So I don't like anything that is going to distract my eye when I'm looking at it. It's got to kind of look a little bit perfect or imperfect, but not super imperfect, if you know what I mean. This area here is a bit of a disaster. So we'll just fix that up. Stamp tool doesn't work very good in Photoshop anymore. They can't fix it. They can't. They're just... Don't you love how Adobe does updates to Photoshop all the time and they change things around and all of a sudden tools work differently and it's like, you know, come on guys. Can't you just leave the good things and just try and put in new things, but don't leave the things that don't affect the things that actually work good already. You don't need to change things that work good. Anyway, I'll just get a couple of little blemishes. This thing's, it's obviously pretty old. I mean, it's probably 45 years old or something. Can't make it look too perfect though, because it is a bit old. Like me, not perfect anymore. Not that I ever was, but no one's perfect. Except for my wife. She's perfect. But she's not for sale. Sorry, guys. Okay, so now here comes the cool bit. Let's think about how we can make this look a little bit more kind of retro. Okay, so that's good. I'm happy with that so far. And hopefully you are too. If you're not, doesn't matter because this is a free tutorial and it's my photo and I don't care if you like it or you hate it. But I am wasting your time by fooling around and taking my time. Let's find a tintype, open that up and chuck that on top. Okay. Again, it's not the right size. That's okay. We'll put that there. Command T. Transform, hold down the shift key, drag that out, fill the box, and then change the blend mode to whatevs. Multiply, probably good. Hang on, let's try soft light. That might work. Just does something nice to the edge. B for brush, adding a layer mask. X on the keyboard to bring black as a foreground color. Right square bracket to make a bigger brush. Let's just pull some of this back. It's just the edge that we want. So then we can just be a little bit loose with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because we've worked it out that nothing's perfect, right? So now we've got just that little kind of film edge or whatevs on the side there. And one more thing that I might do is this. This is what you've been waiting for. I'm going to put the rounded edges. So this is how I do my rounded edges. For those of you who give it an M, you do a rectangle tool. There's probably easier ways of doing it, but this is the way I know how to do it. Change your curve little doohickey corner thing to 150 pixels. That's what I use. And then you line up as best you can to the edge and click and drag and get it down to that corner. And that becomes a rectangle. That's the rectangle. You can't really tell, but it is. Then I hold down the command key and click on that rectangle. Loads as a selection. And then I'm going to go in and delete that layer. I'm going to invert that. Command Shift I will invert that selection, and then Command X will cut it. What the hell? So I hit Command Z instead. Edit. Cut. Okay. Why is that fill black? What happens if I change it to white? Don't know. Let's do that again. Oh, why the hell does that not work? Command X. Off. Off? Done something wrong. Oh, because it's on a, why is it black? Normally it's not black. Okay, let's just step back a bit. Oh, look, I'm just going to do it this way. Let's go back to, I'm getting all unstuck here. Let's go back to this, and we're just going to fill it with white. Option delete. There we go. Command D, deselect. So now you've got the edge, and if I put a little border on there, ta-da, there we have our little Instagram-y camera. Not brilliant, but that's all you get. That's all you get when I'm sick. Cheers, guys.